Welcome to We Don't Have Cookies with your host, Jason Marshall.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the show. With me today is Mama Kate.
Yep.
I thought we could, real quick, just kind of recap the Diesel show.
Yeah.
I put out the audio for that on the last episode. I was talking to Keith, and we think we found a few ways to tweak that, so next time we do a show, the audio that we release will be a little better.
Yeah.
And I also want to thank everybody for letting me record their set.
Yeah.
I thought that was very nice of them. And they didn't have to. I made sure they knew, like, hey.
Yeah, they don't, It's their choice.
It's not like I'm going to kick you off the show. Like, hey, Mike just said I can't record his headlining set, so
he's out.
And I'm coming up for half an hour.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything ready. I wasn't planning on it, but we'll see how it goes.
It did make me wish I would have got up there, though.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make sure I just kind of sat back and saw how things went, because the last thing I need to do while I'm trying to learn how to do this kind of thing is to thrust myself in a performance role and got to remember all this jokes and stuff like that.
Well, it does make me want to get back up because it's been a while. But like you said, we're the only two producers who put together comedy shows and don't book ourselves.
And I kind of like that aspect too.
Yeah.
I think it went really well. And
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it till Carla brought something up about there being two girls on the show, or two women on the show. You don't really get a 50-50 mix.
Yeah, it's true. That is unusual. I mean, we really covered the spectrum on that show because, you know, we had the straight woman, the gay woman, the black guy.
The white science teacher.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, we really got all the groups. Actually, if I would have performed as the mom, then, you know, we would have been pretty good because we didn't have any, you know, neither woman is a parent, you know.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing, too, is none of that was thought out. Like, well, I have to make this.
Yeah, it wasn't a conscious thing. It was really just picking people that we liked, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was a fun time. And we've talked off air about things that we want to do a little different next time.
Absolutely.
So it'll be really good.
It's always a learning experience.
Yeah.
I got pretty low standards, so I'm good with mediocrity. It works for me.
Speaking of low standards, I was in Columbus yesterday. We were leaving Ohio State, and we were going to go somewhere to eat. While we're driving down the road, we drove by a daycare center, and it had bars on the doors and windows.
Wow.
I don't know if I'd take my kid there. You gotta have some kind of low standard where you're like, hey, you see that place looks like a convenience store on the wrong side of town?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave my kid there for 8 hours while I go to work.
Yeah, I'm still be fine. They're not getting out. That's for sure.
It looks very safe.
If you're worried about somebody breaking in, don't worry. We got it covered. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at Ohio State for my daughter's orientation. She's transferring from the college she's at now. And it was very, very boring.
Yeah.
Because there's no real information for parents. I mean, there is, but there isn't. Like, you can be informed of what they're doing and all the things that they can get involved with. I do recommend going, but you're going to be very bored.
I don't know. I'm just dropping my daughter off. Like, have fun at orientation. I know what college is about, you know.
Well, my favorite part was the speaker. She was very, very boring. And I noticed...
Best kind.
I don't know, once every couple of sentences, I would start to nod off. And I realized it was every time she said, And I don't know if that's some kind of trigger word, if I was hypnotized at a young age by my parents to help put me to sleep, and they just said a lot at bedtime. But I started counting how many times she said And I wasn't counting the ahs and the other little words.
Additions.
I swear to God. And I was pulling for her, okay? I swear to God, she never got past 3 sentences without saying Sometimes 2 sentences in a row started with
Wow. As all the best speakers do. Yeah. Yes.
And like I said, I was pulling for her. Even when she had a 1-word sentence, I would include that. But she just couldn't do it.
I'm afraid to start laughing because I'm going to start coughing.
So that pulled me through the whole event.
Yeah.
And towards the end, I noticed my wife was getting really bored too, so I whispered in her ear, "This lady can't go 3 sentences without saying I swear to God, I've been counting for the last 45 minutes."
It becomes like a game, so it keeps you a little bit more interested.
I feel good. I think I helped pull her through the experience too, even though it was a little late in the game.
Yeah.
I kind of felt bad because there's, I don't know, 500-600 people at least in the auditorium.
Yeah.
So when I whispered to her, I didn't want everybody to hear because it's kind of rude, but I'm sure they noticed she was saying a lot too. I just don't think that they were sitting there keeping count.
Yeah.
It reminded me of when she had the award ceremony and everybody would clap every time they would say a kid's name.
Yeah.
I started getting bored of clapping for everybody.
Oh, it starts to hurt.
Well, there was like tons of kids here, so I just would clap twice for each child unless it was mine. The lady in front of me, after, I don't know, it's been a little while, she realized what I was doing and she was getting mad. But then there was a guy behind me who realized what I was doing and thought it was funny and started doing it too.
It's like, this man is genius.
It was catching on.
We went to a graduation at Northwestern, and that's what they do. That's like the tradition. When they call up a student's name, everybody claps one clap, and that's it.
Oh, that's great.
And it was actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good system.
Yeah.
Well, you're a smoker.
Yeah.
How long have you been smoking?
I started when I was 16, so I'd quit while I was pregnant, which was a good chunk of time.
6 kids, right?
Yeah, 6 kids, so off and on for 10 years.
Or is it just the one?
Yeah.
It's an inside joke.
So, yeah. I mean, there was a 10-year period where it's smoke and then not smoke and smoke and not smoke.
There's a 112-year-old woman in Nepal, been smoking for 95 years. I thought that was pretty damn impressive.
Especially given the thin air in Nepal. I mean, she's... Yeah.
Well, at first...
She's like super lungs.
At first, I just kind of attribute it to she's probably rolling her own or something along those lines. She doesn't get the chemicals that you get in manufactured cigarettes, but... In the article, it said she has a habit of a pack and a half a day.
Wow.
So I figure if you're judging it by pack, she's probably smoking Marlboros or Cools or something, if that's how you're doing it. I would like
she's smoking Cools.
I would like to think so.
Yeah. My husband's little brother used to smoke Cools. I don't know why, but because he was 13 at the time when we first started dating. And you know, this 13-year-old with this pack of Cools. Are you cool, Aaron? Are you cool? I got to assume in his 13-year-old head, he was like, what's cooler than smoking cigarettes? Smoking Cool cigarettes.
It's implied right on the back.
Hello.
What's cooler than pulling out something that says cool right on the package? Well, I think it wasn't the last time you were on the show, but it was a couple of months ago. We did a story about all the marijuana found in a porta potty. Yeah. I just found a story where there was a boat found on a beach that was abandoned, and it had 2,400 pounds of marijuana in it. Just sitting there in a boat. I'm going to say that whoever was captaining that boat is now deceased because... Because nobody just lets 2,000 pounds of marijuana float away, you know? Could you imagine walking by that boat before the police got there? I know. There would have been no police got there. It just would have been like Katie walks by the boat, Katie drags the boat up to shore, Katie empties the boat into her car. Or the worst part is you see all this stuff and you're like, man, I gotta walk home as fast as I can and go get my car. Yeah, and you get there, there's all these police everywhere. Yeah, I know. Damn it! Why did I ride my bike today? Or you get there and you just get one package and you're starting to your car and then the police come and they're like, well, that's all yours, right? Yeah. What are you talking about? I just found this. Oh, yeah, sure. That'd be a bad day. That much pot just gives you the munchies thinking about it. I know. That's a lot. Right now. But KFC came out with a candle that smells like fried chicken. It's over in New Zealand. You can't get it here, unfortunately. I won't even burn a candle that smells like cake or vanilla because I think it's just fucking mean to walk into someone's house and think that they're making a cake. And it's just a stupid candle. I can't even imagine it be fried chicken. It'd be like having a bacon candle that you just makes you want bacon all the time. I just wonder why they chose New Zealand instead of America. It looks like it would be much more popular here.
I know, in America, there are a lot of KFCs in New Zealand.
I might have to interview a guy I know in New Zealand. His name's Benny Mack.
Somebody in New Zealand?
Yeah, he was going to be on the show a few times, and a couple of miscommunications, but I'll have him on here soon. He was going to be on one of the takeover shows, but I might have to ask him if New Zealand just has this huge thing for fried chicken. Because I just don't understand why it went there and not here. Because it seems KFC. Like we're kind of big fried chicken people. Yeah. I never really got that kind of a stereotype vibe from New Zealand. Or maybe
there's no KFC, so this candle seems strangely exotic. Which I almost said erotic there. I don't know. Maybe your fried chicken's erotic, but exotic.
Makes you feel the same way when I eat it.
Greasy and kind of dirty.
Did you know they came out with fingernail polish? KFC came out with fingernail polish that was flavored like fried chicken.
Yeah, because I need help biting my nails. I'm thinking, how can I bite my nails more?
That made me think of the erotic thing. Like, who's this for? Just people having sex, and they're like, no, I need you to put the KFC nail polish on. Because while we have sex, I'm going to be sucking all the fingers and toes.
Well, it would still have to taste like nail polish. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it's still fried chicken flavored. Yeah, that's the other thing. But if you got a foot fetish, that's the best.
Yeah, really.
You're just sucking all them toes and tasting fried chicken.
Or you could just stick fried chicken on my toes.
They've come up with some weird shit, man. They had sunscreen that smelled like fried chicken. And then they did the thing that was around prom season where you had the, I forget what it is, the thing girls wear around their wrists.
Oh, corsage?
Yeah. They had the fried chicken corsage. Then they came out with the Charge and Go box, which had a little charging station for your phone. And they come up with more weird ideas than Domino's.
That seems like pretty extravagant for a box. You know, I mean, the boxes is something I'm keeping around.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it was in China or Japan now that I think about it. But I thought that was really weird.
They just have technology like that to throw away. They're like, disposable chargers, essentially. Either that or become a hoarder and keep your trash forever because you have this wonderful charger attached to your trash.
I just didn't understand how that's a selling point.
Yeah. It's just so much technology to put in a piece of trash. What is wrong with these people?
And I would kind of feel bad throwing that away.
Exactly. So you're just down the path of hoarding.
Yeah, you just have this KFC box sitting on your counter just in case you need to charge your phone later.
You're like, don't throw that away. It's still got 5 more minutes left.
Your kid wants to go outside and play, and you bring the KFC box in case your phone dies.
I don't want any bullshit that your phone's dead.
Well, we're going to go to break, and we'll be back.
Hi, I'm David Prague. You might know me if we've ever met, which is possible, but statistically unlikely given the amount of people on the earth. I'm here today to talk to you about the Try a Path group. What do? Well, they're an organization that helps people try things, but only try things. I mean, trying is the first step, something like that. We were founded by a man who decided he wanted to climb Everest, and then halfway up, he said, screw it, and planted a flag that says, I quit. Some people say the flag is still on the mountain. He keeps saying he wants to go back and check, but, you know, it's a lot of work and finishing, not his thing. And my ad copy actually runs out here. Apparently they forgot to finish writing this ad.
Want to contact the show? Send an email to jason@wedon'thavecookies.com.
You can also call 929-266-9342 and leave a voicemail. First story we're going to get to coming back from break is the world's first permanent ice hotel is going to open in Sweden.
I think that sounds awesome.
Which makes me wonder, there's temporary ones? This is the first time I've heard of an ice hotel.
Well, I think they're generally seasonal. It's hard to maintain your ice hotel in summer.
That's true. I haven't been to Sweden, so I don't know their weather conditions. I just always assumed it was very cold all the time.
But after Trump ran, I was thinking about going because apparently they're very, what's the word I'm looking for? They're very friendly to people coming to their country.
Have you ever heard who won the election?
No.
Okay, I haven't either. I got a guy who lives in the UK, does a segment for the show. His name's Choo Choo Stew. I'm going to have him on soon and see if maybe somebody over there has heard.
Yeah.
And they just locked down the news here.
I know. They don't want anybody to know, I guess.
Yeah. Hopefully
maybe Obama's just staying.
I never thought of that.
Yeah. Maybe he canceled the election. That's what they all knew would happen. He's going to take all our guns and never leave. Ah!
I should have put this story right after the pot story. Some guy in Italy broke the world record for most ice cream scoops on an ice cream cone. We just got records for everything.
Yeah, I know.
Who comes up with this shit?
How do you get all those scoops without the bottom scoops melting? I mean, are you making it inside the freezer?
The trick was he used some artisan ice cream in his area, and I guess it was made just for that purpose.
I wonder, is this a competition you can get involved in? Like people train and, they go against other ice cream shop owners? Because I got to assume that's what he does, because who just starts practicing that at home on their own? I can see it as a selling point where he's like, hey, I'm Luigi, I'm the ice cream guy. Come watch all my scoops. But
he does have some kind of weird obsession with ice cream because he also set the record for the world's largest ice cream scooper, which was 6 foot, 4.7 inches long by 1 foot, 10.8 inches wide.
Yeah, but what are you scooping it out of? I mean, what kind of container requires a 4-foot scoop?
Honestly, that seems like kind of an easily beatable record.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, really.
Like we could just go to Lowe's today and kick that guy's ass.
Of course,
just with a 2x6.
It would have to actually be functioning. You can just make it to look like a big ass ice cream scoop. It has to actually be able to scoop some ice cream. Leading to my original question is, what container are you scooping it out of? Well,
that's where our friends and new sponsors at Young's Jersey Dairy come in. I'm just kidding.
We just fill up a pool in wintertime with ice cream and be like, watch this shit. I'm breaking a record.
Here comes our 12-foot scoop.
Yep. I like this ice cream's called Extreme Moose Tracks. It's a Kroger private selection brand, but it has this really good fudge in it. Mm-hmm. Then I realized that I don't give a shit about the ice cream. Like, all I want to do is just eat the fudge out of them. Like, I wish I could just buy this fudge. Why do I have to buy this ice cream around it? It's cold, Jason, before we move on, if anybody's wondering the kind of way that Jason takes care of his comedians is that every comedian gets their own litter box right next to him. It's like Jason's way of saying welcome. He's like, where should I put this litter box? Right by my guest chair.
The one who's allergic to cats.
Yes.
Well, that was there before the days where I had a door on my bathroom. It's hard to break those old habits. Before there was a door on the bathroom, I just shit comfortably.
How do you think your cat feels having to poop in the middle of your living room?
I don't know. Maybe I'll have him on the show one day.
As someone who pooped in her living room for 5 months, I can tell you.
It's not a good feeling.
It's not a good feeling. Actually, the amazing thing is when you're on a lot of painkillers, you don't even give a shit. Whatever, I'm just sitting in my living room on the toilet. It's a good way to clear a room.
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, speaking of cats, there's a lot of cat stories out there today. There was one where a cat was shrink wrapped to some UPS package. It shipped 500 miles on the side of this box. And it was like a 5 to 6 week old kitten. Can you imagine that? The guy who was driving the truck just heard this cat meowing in the back when he was taking a package somewhere and went and looked. And there's this cat shrink wrapped to a box. Apparently it had been there like 4 days. So,
how does that happen?
I have no idea. That's the shittiest prank in the world. Because, I mean, it had to be intentional. It seems. I mean, maybe the cat got into a factory and wandered into something, but...
How do you hold a cat down and shrink wrap it at the same time? You ever tried to hold on to a cat? You ever tried to shove a cat into something? I've never done it personally, but I've seen people try to do it.
500 miles is a long way from home.
That is a long way.
Shrink wrap.
Somebody really didn't want that kitten. Either that or they were trying to give a Christmas gift.
It's just the shittiest cat
You
ever.
just ruined Grandma's surprise, you fucker.
She loves cats. It was a beautiful calico. I thought she would see the irony since we sent it with the North Face jacket. She'll love it. She loves puns.
Grandmas.
Then I saw a story where a cat was found. I guess it lived in Illinois. I don't know. That sounds weird to say that. I don't really think of cats.
I think a cat lives wherever a cat chooses to live. It has no state ties.
That's what felt weird when I said it. I never really thought of a cat living in a state.
These Ohio cats.
I wonder if they have that shit. Like, if you take a cat from Ohio and just go to California, and the cat's just like, I don't fit in with any of these guys. They've never seen snow. We have nothing in common.
I know. We don't even like the same music. I don't get it here. Please, take me back to the Midwest. I need to find some ranch dressing stat.
And it was found in North Carolina. Mm. I think we went over a story similar to this before where you said something like, well, there's a lot of cats that look alike. It's probably, there's a million of them. Yeah. But the thing in this story was it actually had a chip in it.
Oh.
And somebody just found the stray cat wandering around. I guess it was hurt. And they took it to a vet. And turns out 700 miles away is where that cat lived. So how it got there, I have no idea. It had to jump in somebody's car or the back of a truck.
Yeah.
Maybe it got shrink wrapped somewhere.
It's more common than we think.
It happens all the time. I don't know. That's a long way away.
That is a long way. Maybe the cat was just fed up with those Illinois winters. It's like, fuck that. Maybe he wanted to go to Duke, Maybe he wanted to beat Coach K. Who wouldn't? That was his pilgrimage to the Holy Land. He's a big college basketball fan, that cat.
Never know. And then there was a story where a cat helped the police catch a robber, which I thought was fucking weird. As soon as I saw the headline, I figured it had to be some hokey shit. But there was more to it than I thought, because I saw something where a cat helped police catch somebody, and it was just total bullshit. It was just a weird headline. But they were looking for some guy who robbed somebody. And while they were looking for the guy, there was a cat just staring at something. Why the police give a shit, I don't know.
Like, that cat's been staring at that closet for a long time. Maybe we should look inside.
But I guess the cat kept staring at a shed. And the police checked around the shed, and there wasn't anything there. But the cat kept staring, so they checked under it, and that's where the guy was.
That cat was like, man, I just buried that fucking mouse down there, and he's about to go take it. That son of a bitch. You touch my treats, I'm going to kill you, motherfucker. I will kill you.
I can't tell if that's really great police work or if that police officer just has ADD. It's like, what's that cat staring at? I had to figure this out. Oh, shit. Hey. Remember that guy
under the shed?
I totally forgot about you.
I don't know.
That's fucking bizarre. Just paying attention to a cat staring at something.
Yeah.
Cats just stare off at nothing all the time.
My dog barks at the corner of the room all day long. I mean, he'll just run off the couch in the corner of the room. You're like, all right, you get that imaginary person. Actually, my dogs, like, just this morning, my husband came in from work and the dogs did not move, nothing, until I said, hey, I'm in here. And then the dogs jump down off the couch and attack him in the kitchen like, rah, 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 rah. You are the worst watchdogs ever.
The only thing that I thought was, well, I don't know. I still don't know how to feel about that story. It's just weird that somebody gave a shit. That
what the cat was doing.
But that's the only way they caught the guy.
I mean, if you got a bunch of strange men tromping around this yard looking for somebody and the cat's just sitting there like, motherfuckers, he's right there, then maybe you pay attention, because generally cats don't, hang around.
Yeah, strangers. They notice like all kinds of movement. So if you're walking around a yard and it doesn't look over at you, I guess that would kind of, maybe he's a really good police officer.
Yeah.
that's
he's
a good
really
point.
in tune to cats.
Yeah.
He's like the Dr. Doolittle of police officers, and he has a telepathic connection with the cat. And he actually reads the cat's minds, but he doesn't want people to know that because then they would think he was weird. But eventually he's going to get his own TV show where he solves crimes using the help of his animal friends that he speaks to telepathically. Boom! There's my $1 million idea.
They should have used that cat in Massachusetts because he could have. Maybe we could do this show where it's the cat as the detective.
There you go.
And then his arch nemesis is a rooster that was found riding along with a pair of Massachusetts robbers.
It's a good luck rooster.
You're just going around robbing people, get in your car and take it off, and then you get pulled over. There's a rooster in the back.
They wouldn't consider that a dead giveaway. They're like, we could be any two guys rolling around with the rooster. They don't know we robbed a place.
That's kind of an identifying trait. It's the car with the rooster in it.
Yeah.
The one that keeps crowing. How cocky can you be?
Oh, with the puns.
I had to make sure I forced that one in there. It took a while to get there.
Way to finish strong. Puns close out every good joke.
Well, that brings us to this week's Dumbass of the Year. At first, I thought I was going to have trouble trying to find a Dumbass of the Year, which I should have known I'm not.
They're around.
It just seemed like all the weird stories had something to do with animals.
Yeah.
And I just...
It's Animal Week here on You Don't Have Cookies.
This lady in Florida was trying she was trying to run a half marathon. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to throw her name out there. It's Melissa Kitcher. Mm-hmm. She was running a half marathon. She got turned around some way, took a wrong turn, got lost for 12 hours.
Oh, my God. How do you get lost for 12 hours anyway? I mean, in Florida. And I'm assuming they're not running marathons in the Everglades, so.
Yeah. I don't know how it's possible to be lost for 12 hours almost anywhere nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't seek help. You couldn't stop and talk to somebody like, hey, I was running this marathon, and I think I'm off course.
Yeah. 12 hours, you never saw a store or...
Yeah, someone drive by, you didn't... There's no road.
Yeah. I don't get that.
I mean, I understand getting off course because I had one horrible season of running cross country. And yeah, I understand that you get off course. However, you should realize pretty quickly that there's no markers, there's no, watchers, there's nobody handing out water or cheering you on, there's nobody with signs like, maybe I should turn around,
That was the other thing. Why didn't you just go back the way you came and try to figure it out? But no, just...
I mean, I'd probably... Of course, I'm lazy. I mean, maybe that was the problem, is that she's clearly a go-getter if she's running this marathon. She has way too much energy. Because for me, like, I'm looking for like 5 minutes, and then I'm probably just going to stop and stay where I am until somebody comes to find me. I'm like, I'm not walking around all goddamn day.
Well, I was going to say she must not have much energy because she got separated from everybody. So she must have been in the back. But now that I think, I would like to think she had the most energy.
Yeah.
And she thought, I'm leaving you fuckers in my dust. And just takes off sprinting. Yeah. And then she hit that wrong turn.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, they're like, where's Melissa?
You got to wonder how long she thought she was winning. How long she was like, I don't see anybody. I'm number one.
I'm just going to keep sprinting, baby.
Keep going. I wonder how far she actually sprinted to. Did she end up in Orlando,
After, I don't know, hour 2, you just try to figure it out.
Yeah.
But
or
12.
just stop. I mean, just stop.
They could have probably found you.
I know. Don't you have any family or friends who would be concerned, that you never crossed finish?
Yeah, I don't run marathons, obviously, but I just think you would carry a phone with you or something, just in case, wouldn't you?
I don't know. I mean, most people do because they're listening to music and stuff while they're running, but who knows? Who knows these crazy crackpots? And she's living in Florida, so she's all stupid from the heat and the hairspray and, and all the bug spray.
Oh, it says she brought her cell phone to help her stay on course, but the device froze up 2 minutes before the race started and eventually ran out of battery. So that answers that.
Froze up?
Yeah.
As in she couldn't restart it or take the battery out? Or
I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't say broke. It doesn't say stopped working.
I kind of think she's full of shit.
Yeah.
Personally.
I think she probably just wanted to get away from her kids, and she's like, oh, I got lost.
For 12 hours.
And then she probably milked it for a week. You know, she was like, I was wandering the wilds for 12 hours. My feet are so tired and my muscles are sore. So she had to stay in bed, and people had to bring her food. And
12 hours. Jesus Christ. I would like to have her on the show because I got some questions, but I think after you call her this week's Dumbass of the Year, that kind of screws that up. But who knows? I mean, she got lost for 12 hours. Maybe she knows she's a dumbass and doesn't mind. Any publicity is good publicity. This is my one time to shine.
This is my 15 minutes of fame, which I will turn into 15 hours.
Because my phone don't work.
Yeah, because my phone froze and I can't find my way out.
She was given a finisher's medal and awarded and an award for the longest trail hog half marathon in the history of the event. So this isn't the first.
Give her a finisher's medal. She didn't finish. They had to go rescue her. That's not a finish.
So she got a medal for finishing and an award for getting lost.
Well, I can get that award.
Oh my God.
I'll just take a tent and spend the night. I win.
What the fuck is going on with our country? Where they're like, this lady got lost for 12 hours. Can somebody go down to the shop and get her a plaque, please? Yeah, really. We have to celebrate this.
They just don't want her to sue.
Congratulations on the longest time ever. Like, that's some shit to be proud
of. Yeah. I can't wait to show my grandkids.
Well, you got anything you want to plug?
No.
Okay. This is usually the time where you say your butt.
I know, but I wasn't going to say it this time.
I was setting you up for it. All right, guys, that's it for us this week. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening. Tell your friends about the show and leave a review.
Strangely exotic